We live in a time where people confuse comfort for success.
What's going on, family? I have stopped buying 6 particular things that people call normal. Over the last 12 to 18 months, I've saved about $50,000. I'm not exaggerating. These 6 purchases are keeping people broke. We're going through all 6 things. The exact math on how I saved $50,000, a new car every 2 years, the latest and greatest iPhone, DoorDash whenever I didn't feel like cooking, designer jewelry, rebel against certain consumer traps. I want to show you how to save $50,000. I need to talk about what you're going to do with that money once you save it. Number 1, I stopped buying new. What's going on, family? Y'all, listen, I need to tell you all something that might make make you a little uncomfortable. You see, over the last 12 to 18 months, I have stopped buying 6 particular things that people call normal. People would say you need these things. And you know what happened? Over the last 12 to 18 months, I've saved about $50,000. I'm not exaggerating, $50,000. Now, some of you all are going to honestly get mad at me. I'm going to be honest with you. Some of you are going to say, Anthony, you're being extreme, bro. But here's the truth. Here's the 100% truth. These 6 purchases are keeping people broke, and the companies selling them are counting you to never wake up. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. No, I'm simply here to show you what I did with my money, what I'm doing with my money, and the results will speak for itself. So if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, if you're ready to build real wealth instead of the fake status, I need you to stay with me throughout today's episode, because what I'm about to share could change some of you all's financial life forever. We're going through all 6 things, the exact math on how I saved $50,000 and what you need to do with the money once you save it. So I want to get straight into it. But before we get into it, let me give you some context. I used to think I needed all this stuff. A new car every 2 years, the latest and greatest iPhone, DoorDash whenever I didn't feel like cooking, designer jewelry, every streaming service. I thought I needed the works. I was living what society calls normal. But you know what normal got me? Stress, debt, headaches, and lonely nights. And a bank account that never seemed to grow, no matter how much money I made, no matter how hard I even worked. So I made a decision 18 months ago. I would say a long time ago, but 18 months ago in this particular journey, I was going to rebel against certain consumer traps. I was going to stop buying things just because everyone else was buying them. I was going to be intentional with every single dollar. And even at my financial status, I still have to be intentional. And here's exactly what happened in this season of my life. Like I told you, I saved $50,000, not by making more money, but by stopping the financial bleeding on certain particular items. Now, I'm going to walk you through all 6 things I quit buying over the last 12 to 18 months. The research that backs up why these purchases are wealth killers, and the exact math on how much I particularly save. But here's the deal. If this resonates with you, throughout today's episode, I need you to hit that like button and subscribe. Join this family, because we're building a community of people who want to get in the black and refuse to stay in the red. All right. So let's get straight into it. But before, here we go real quick. Before, I want to show you how to save $50,000. I need to talk about what you're going to do with that money once you save it. Whether you save $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, because this is the part I would say that most people get wrong. Here's the truth. Saving $50,000 is amazing. But if you just let it sit in a regular savings account earning 0.01 to 0.4% interest, you're still losing money to inflation. You're working hard to save, but your money isn't working hard for you. You're going to be making some sacrifices, but we need our money to make some sacrifices and duplicate as well. That's why the first thing I did when I started saving my money, I started parking it inside of a high yield savings account. And I'm not talking about your regular bank that pays you pennies. I'm talking about accounts that are currently paying 4% to 5% APY. And let me show you the difference, because this is critical. If you have $50,000 in a regular savings account, let's say at 0.01% interest, which is what most banks are paying today, you'll earn $5 on that $50,000. $5 freaking. That's it. But if you put that same $50,000 in a high yield savings account at 4.5% APY, you'll earn about $2,250 in a year. That's $2,250 in free money for parking your savings in the right place. That's called stewardship for my Christian friends. Think about that. You're about to learn how to save $50,000 by cutting out 6 things. And when you do, your money can earn you an extra $2,250 a year in interest. That's almost $200 a month in passive income just from your savings account alone. Now, I know some of you all are thinking, Anthony, I don't know which high yield savings to choose. Well, there are so many options out there. There's a lot of good options, to be honest with you. But how do you know which one is best? I got you. Every single week, I update my website with the best high yield savings account available. I do the research so you don't have to. I look at the interest rate, the fees, the minimum balance, the customer service, every single thing. And my team and I put together a list of my top picks for that particular week. All you have to do is go to anthonyoneal.com/savings and you'll see my current recommendations and my top one. So go to anthonyoneal.com/savings. I'll also put the link inside of the description and inside the pinned comments as well. All right. Here's why I'm telling you this now before we get into the 6 things, because I want you to have a plan for your money. I want you to know that every dollar you save from cutting out these 6 things is going to work for you. Earning interest, building wealth, this is going to work for you. So right now, I want you to pause this video, go to anthonyoneal.com/savings. Pick your high yield savings account. It will take you 5 minutes to 10 minutes max. Then I want you to come back and finish this episode. Because once you do this, once you see how much money you can save from these 6 things, you're going to want to place, honestly, to put it where it actually grows. All right. So let's get into the 6 things that I stopped buying. The very first thing number 1, new cars. Number 1, I stopped buying new cars. And this one right here, this is honestly the biggest wealth killer in America. I want to show you the numbers. The average new car payment in America right now is about $735 to $749 a month, according to Experian. That's $9,000 a year. Over a typical 5-year loan, that's $45,000. And that's not even counting the interest you're paying on top of that. But here's where it gets worse. According to Kelley Blue Book and industry data from 2024 last year, the average new car loses 20% of its value in the first year alone. 20%. That means if you buy a car for $40,000 today, it's worth $32,000 in less than 12 months. You just lost $8,000 by driving it off the lot. I want you to think about that. You're paying $9,000 a year in car payments, and your car is losing $8,000 in value in the very first year. That's a $17,000 hit to your wealth in 1 year. That's not an investment. That's financial self-sabotage. And here's what the car companies don't want you to know. They make more money on financing than they do on selling you the car. I'm going to say that one more time. They want you to finance a car. They want you to have a payment. They want you to think you deserve a new car every year. They want you to believe that a car is a status symbol. But let me tell you what a car really is. It's a tool that gets you from point A to point B and to point C. Let's be honest. That's it. So here's what I honestly did instead. I'm going to teach you something that a lot of people are not going to like. All right. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to like what I did. So recently, I have 2 exotic cars. I'm not going to lie to you. I bought all of them used with miles on them. All right. You all know I bought my dream car, the Bentley, and I bought a truck, 2 very nice high-end cars that I paid cash for, saved up for them. But I wanted to park those cars. but I did, and I had a budget, and I said, hey, you know what? I need to buy a car that I can drive on a monthly basis, right? On a monthly, not a monthly, on a daily basis. So I started doing some research, and there's two things that I think a lot of people are not, this is what, it's not what you're going to like, but it worked for me and it saved me so much money. So I remember calling my uncle who owns a car dealership, right? I said, hey man, here's my budget and I need an SUV that I can drive because I have a dog and I don't want Raven in the backseat of a car. She's never driven in a Bentley. I don't want her in that. I said, but I need a car. I need an SUV, but here's my budget. And watch this. I want you to find me a car that has a Carfax report and that's been on the lot for 60 days. Well, he said, Anthony, I got one. I said, you do? He says, yes. I got a 2024. Watch this. I got a 2024 Range Rover that was in a bad accident. And it's sitting on my lot because nobody wants to buy it because it's in a bad accident. I pull up the Carfax and I see the Carfax and it you know, Carfax, it says minor, moderate, major. Well, this particular car was in a moderate car accident, airbags deployed. It's been sitting on this lot for about 78 days. Anything past about 45 days, the car lot's got to start paying interest on it because what they do is they take out a line of credit. And so you don't pay, they take out a line of credit to buy the cars from us. And if it sits there past a certain amount of time, average about 60 days, you got to start paying daily interest on that car. So that's in my benefit. Number two, well, because it has a Carfax on it, and it's been sitting there for a while, I was in a position to honestly negotiate. I bought a 2024, watch this, a 2024 Range Rover with 2,000 miles on it with bumper-to-bumper warranty for $50,000. A car that the MSRP was $120,000. Pay cash for it. No monthly payments. It has some depreciation, but I'm cool with it because, I mean, I got a pretty much a brand new car. Whoever fixed this car did a phenomenal job because before I purchased it, I took it to Range Rover, had them do a 8-point new car inspection. They came back to me and said, hey, you need about $2,800 of work. I said, all right, cool. The dealership gave me some of that money because it's a great dealership. So now I'm driving a car. Now watch this. Most people watching this would rather go buy a brand new car, depreciate in value, and spend all their money when I was willing to do the research, negotiate, and find a car that nobody wants. But now I'm driving a brand new car for 50% of what it was worth 2,500 miles ago. Look, added it to my insurance. And because the car is much cheaper than my other cars, my insurance payment did not even go up, not even $48. My registration fees are low. Everything about owning this slightly used car is cheaper, and I did not lose any money. The math is simple. Stop buying new cars. Buy a reliable used car. And if it's been in an accident, it just puts you in a position to negotiate better. But some of y'all gonna say, but Anthony, when I go to trade it in, see, that's the thing. I bought this car for so cheap that I plan on riding this thing till the wheels fall off. And by the time I trade it in, the accident is not even gonna matter because I bought it so good. I wasn't in a rush. I'm not paying any interest on it. Now I get to sit in my other cars and chill and enjoy. Remember, every dollar that you save on car payments, that goes into your high yield savings account. That goes back into your pocket. This positions you to win. I'm not an average person making average decisions. I'm willing to do what the average person is not willing to do to save money. And watch this. If you see the car, you wouldn't even know that it was in an accident. If you drive the car, you can't even tell that it was in an accident. This is not about being cheap. This is about being wise. I got a full warranty. Do you know how many cars are in car accidents every single day? And how many companies put those cars back together real good? And how, if you really use it to your benefit, you could be driving a real nice, current, up-to-date, new body style car for cheap? You see, wealth builders have a strategy. They don't just drop the money. Here's thing number two. Brand new electronics. I said it. Brand new electronics. I stop buying brand new electronics every time a new model drops. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Apple releases a brand new iPhone in September, and suddenly everybody in line, like it's a supreme drop, like it is Louis Vuitton dropping something brand new. Samsung releases a new Galaxy, and people are trading in perfectly good phones for a marginal upgrade. But here's the question nobody is really asking. Do you really need it? Honestly, in my younger days, man, I used to upgrade my phone every single year. That's $1,000 to $1,200 annually for a phone that does basically the exact same thing as it did last year. Same with laptops and tablets and smartwatches, all of it. I used to buy the new Apple Watch. I ain't bought an Apple Watch in a couple of years. But here's something most people don't know. According to 2024 industry data, Americans are now keeping their smartphones for an average of 3.5 to 3.7 years, the longest upgrade cycle ever recorded. You know why? Because people are now starting to finance the phones. Even Verizon reported that the customers are holding onto their phones for over 42 months. That's 3.5 years, right? The industry is shifting, and now you can finance these phones. The difference between, let's say, an iPhone 13 and an iPhone 15 is very small for most users. The cameras are slightly better. The processors are slightly faster. But for everyday use, you really can't tell the difference. So now I did get the upgrade on this one because my last upgrade was 3 years ago. So I'm not saying do not upgrade. What I'm saying is when you do make the upgrade, make sure that you feel that $1,000 to $1,200 difference. Period. I buy a new iPhone every 3 years. And honestly, I could probably stretch it to 4. I'm being honest. The phone, before I got this latest one, it was working perfectly fine. It texted, it made phone calls, it ran all my apps. The camera was decent, right? I got a camera crew. I don't need cameras. What more do I need? And when I do upgrade, I don't always buy the latest model. I haven't. Sometimes I buy the last model at like a 30 to 40% discount. Nobody really knows the difference. And I save hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s. Same thing with laptops and computers. I used to buy a brand new MacBook Pro every year, to be honest with you, because I wanted the latest and the greatest. But you know what? A 3-year-old MacBook runs just as well for what I need it to do. So now I buy refurbished or last year's model at significant discounts. This is a refurbished, not even a MacBook Pro. This is the MacBook Air. Super cheap, refurbished. I bought it for like $600, $700. All right. Let me give you the math. If you're upgrading your phone every year at $1,200 per upgrade, that's $1,200. That's $1,200 annually. And in a new laptop every 2 years, let's say, for example, at $1,500, and you're spending about $1,950 per year in electronics. All right. But if you stretch your phone upgrade cycle to every 3 years and your laptop to every 4 years, and your annual electronic spending drops to about $775 per year, that's a $1,175 per year over 18 months. That's close to $1,700 saved. But here's what I actually saved. Unplug this. Here's where I actually saved more. I stopped buying other electronics impulsively. No more new tablets. No more new smart home devices I don't need. No more upgrading my TV every few years. Y'all, I haven't bought a TV in almost 7 years. I still have my iPad from like 4 years ago. Like I have literally stopped buying electronics. When I added it all up, I saved approximately $2,400 over 18 months by being intentional with electronic purchases. And here's the truth. Nobody at the coffee shop knows if you have an iPhone 15 or a 13. Nobody at your job cares if your laptop is from 2024 or 2022. And let's be honest, do they even notice? And if they do notice, honestly, they need to get a freaking life. At the end of the day, your iPhone, your laptops is a tool, right? Stop treating them like your status symbols and start treating them like what they are, tools that should last as long as possible. Thing number 3. Y'all gonna be upset. Ed, they're gonna be upset with this one. I may get canceled for this one. I may get canceled. I quit DoorDash and Uber Eats. I know some of y'all are about to click off this video right now. But hold on, hear me out. Because the math on this one doesn't make sense. The math that you're spending on DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub, it doesn't make sense. Listen, I get it. You're tired. You've been working all day. You don't feel like cooking. You don't need you feel like getting out your car. You just want some Chipotle delivered to your house. It's convenient. While you're driving home, you can have your food driving home to you too. It is convenient. But let me show you what really happens when you order food online. You order a $12 burrito from Chipotle. Sounds reasonable, right? Because that's what we're going to spend. But here's what most people don't know. Both DoorDash and Uber Eats mark up menu prices by an average of 15 to 20% before you even see the delivery fees. So that $12 burrito, it's already $14 and let's say about 40 cents on the app before they even add anything else. Then they add on a $3.99 delivery fee. Then the service fee, usually another $2 to $3. Then the small order fee if you're not spending enough. And then you're expected to tip the driver anywhere between 15 to 20%. So by the time you're done, that $12 burrito just cost you $27. $27. You just paid double what you would have paid if you just would have stopped by there on the way home or got our lazy behinds in the car and spent $2 on gas. And despite these insane costs, Americans are spending more on food delivery than ever, which is exactly why these companies keep raising the price. They know you'll pay anything for convenience because convenience is addictive, and I'm addicted to it. I am with you. But here's what convenience is really costing you. If you're ordering food, delivery, DoorDash, something like that, 3 to 4 times a week, which is pretty common, you're spending about $350 to $400 a month. That's $4,200 to $4,800 a year on food delivery. What's going on, family? I want to thank my friends over at Dobbly for sponsoring today's show. You see, with rising rent, inflation, and high interest rates, your credit score matters more than ever. Whether you are trying to buy a home or just qualify for an apartment, it all starts, honestly, with having good credit. You see, this is where my friends at Dobbly AI comes in. Watch this. It's a 100% free app that helps you build, fix, monitor, and even protect your credit with no confusion and no stress. Just smart AI-powered support that works 100% consumer debt-free. Dobbly AI helps you build credit fast, helps you fix errors quickly, and stay protected with weekly updates, real-time alerts, and here's the best part about it, a $1 million ID theft insurance policy. Here's what I love about Dobbly. On average, users are seeing about 34 points go up when it comes to their credit report. No credit card required, and premium members average an 82-point boost on their credit score. The better your score, the more you save, and the more you get approved. Listen, I need you to go check out my friends over at anthonyo'neill.com/Dobbly. Again, that is anthonyo'neill.com, DOVLY. If you're tired of hearing no,
because of your credit scores. It's time to take control with my friends. Go check them out right now, and let's get back to today's show.
Now, I'm not saying never eat out. I'm not even saying you can't enjoy restaurant food. I'm just saying stop being lazy because it's impacting your money. If you want Chipotle, get in your car and go get it. It'll take you 10 to 15 minutes. And you'll save $10 to $15 per order. The food, honestly, will be hotter. You know no one did anything to your food, and you'll get exactly what you'd ordered. And on top of that, you're going to save you thousands of dollars a year. Or better yet, I know this is going to be the extreme radical side. Cook at home. Meal prep on Sundays. It may take you 2 hours. Man, get your lady, get your man, get your kids. And man, y'all get in there, turn on some music, turn on the football game, turn on the basketball game, and cook. And cook. You'll save even more of your money. You'll eat healthier, and you'll have more control over what you're putting in your body. Here's what I did. I went viral on Instagram like sometime last year because I showed the price of me ordering something off of DoorDash that typically is it was like a burger from one of my favorite burger spots, and it was literally almost 3 times double. Right then, I cut my food delivery spending from about $300 a month, $350 a month, to maybe about $25 to $50 a month. I still do order delivery occasionally. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you all. I'm not a robot, but I do it as a treat, not as a default. That's $300 a month back into my high yield savings. Over the last 12 to 18 months, that's $5,400 saved just by getting off my couch or on my way home, stopping by to pick up my food. And here's the bonus. When I started cooking more, I lost weight, y'all, because I started eating better. I started buying fish. I started buying more veggies. I felt better. I had more energy. So not only did I save money, but also, y'all, I improved. Y'all see my stomach? Y'all see my face, how it slimmed down? Go look at my previous pictures. I've been eating much better. I've been juicing at home. I pick up my groceries. And let me tell y'all something, man. Order your groceries online, have them delivered to you. I do that here and there, but there's certain things I just will not allow Instacart to deliver for me because I got to pick it right. Look, I know this one hits different because food delivery feels like a small thing. It's just $25 here, $30 here, but those small things add up to massive amounts over time. Stop it, y'all. Stop. Trust me. I promise you, you're going to thank me later, all right? Thing number 4, jewelry. I stopped buying jewelry. And this one's personal because I got to be honest with you all. I used to buy some. Actually, I've only purchased one expensive watch my entire life. I have my chain, A, and I actually have, a lot of you all don't know this, but actually I have the O, too, as well. And sometimes I wear it here and there to certain events. But I used to buy expensive stuff, man. All of it. I got a Rolex, chain, designer pieces. I spent thousands of dollars on jewelry over the years. And if I'm being real with you, it really wasn't just solely because I loved it. It was just like, man, a lot of people who were in my space had a Rolex. And to be honest with you, I'm not a huge watch enthusiast. Or because I appreciate fine craftsmanship. No. It was because I saw my friends do it. I liked it. Oh, man, it's a status little symbol. I'm just being honest with you. I said, well, I got to get one. You know, I've reached this level. I got to get one. And don't get me twisted. I love my chain and I love my Rolex. But I haven't gone back and purchased anything else. Because here's what I've learned. Status doesn't pay the mortgage. Status doesn't build generational wealth. Status is just expensive insecurity. And the jewelry industry knows this. The global luxury jewelry market was worth $32.2 billion in 2024. And you know what's interesting? While the overall luxury goods market actually shrank, jewelry sales stayed flat or grew very slightly. You know why? Because people are still buying jewelry for status, not because they need it, not because they I won't say even desire it, but because they want to look successful. Not look good, but look successful. And I'll be honest with you, I used to be one of those. If you all notice now, I sometimes I'll wear my watch, sometimes I won't wear my watch. Like, I'm starting to buy stuff like this, you know? I got this from Africa. I had on backwards. I got this from Africa. This was $10. And this means more to me than my gold chain. Because this reminds me of my culture and my heritage and my name in Ghana. This values more to me. Now, I love my necklace because it represents my name, AO. That's what people call me. But I realize that jewelry is more of a feeling, and it's and when you buy it, you're buying a feeling. You're not really buying a product. And that feeling is honestly temporary. You buy the watch, you feel good for a week, maybe even for a month, heck, maybe even for a few months. Then you see someone with a nicer watch or a nicer piece of jewelry, and suddenly yours doesn't feel special anymore. So now you want to go buy another one just to feel like that, and that cycle never ends. And I was like, yo, I'm not doing this. So I stopped. I kept a few pieces that actually mean something to me. That was my first piece of jewelry that I paid for cash. Love it. I will always have it. And I will rock that thing until it's scratched up. Well, I ain't going to scratch it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't going to do that. All right. But I probably would never buy me a Rolex ever again. I probably never will. There is one more chain that I want to buy. I forgot the name of it. It's a little shorter. But I'm not really into jewelry. I don't wear rings. I don't need no big fat ring around me. Like, no. But you know what? Nobody really has even cared that I don't have jewelry like that. I wear the same piece every single show, and like people. Oh, I've never seen a complaint. Oh my God, he needs new jewelry. And if I have any friends who's like, oh my gosh, they're not real friends. They're not real friends. They're not. They're not. At the end of the day, when it comes to jewelry is a terrible investment. Unless you're buying like rare collectible pieces at auctions, jewelry loses value the moment you buy it. That $5,000 watch you bought, try to sell it today. Guarantee you may get $2,500, $3,000 if you're lucky. So not only are you spending money you don't need to spend, you're losing money on the purchase itself. Now, I'm not saying, I want to be very clear, I'm not saying never buy jewelry. Because if you love jewelry, if it brings you a genuine joy, I would say, if you can afford it without going into debt and put it on a credit card, man, go for it. But be honest with yourself about why you're buying it. Are you buying it because you love it? Or are you buying it because you want other people to think you're successful? I'm seeing these new bracelets come out. I forgot the name of them, and I'm not knocking them, but everyone's getting them because I believe everyone has them. I'm like, I'm not doing it just because I see everyone else getting it, and I don't know if I want flowers wrapped around my hands. I'm just being honest. I want wealth. And watch this, because I'm telling you the 6 things that I have not bought, but I told you all that I have exotic cars, right? What I'm saying is, man, I'm buying the things that I desire, like things that I want, things that I like, things that when I buy it, I feel good about me, not because they make me feel good because I can say I got one too. So I want to challenge you. Take an honest look at your jewelry collection. How much of it did you buy for status? How much of it did you buy to blend in? Are you really wearing it? Man, I see ladies buying clothes that they'll wear one time and then sell it on Instagram. I'm not knocking you. But I'm like, why would you buy something? Why would you spend $2,000 for something and wear it one time because it's been on the ground? Man, please. Man, please. I'm wearing that thing again, and I'm going to post it on the gram again. I don't care about y'all. I don't care. Don't care. No. Which leads me to number 5. We got 2 more. Stay with me. Subscriptions. I'm going to try and get to these last 2 real quick. I cut out unnecessary subscriptions. And this one sneaks up on all of us because it's only $10 here, $15 there. But let me show you how fast this adds up. Let me ask you something. How many streaming services do you have right now? Netflix, Hulu, Disney, HBO Max, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, Peacock, Paramount Plus, Spotify, YouTube Premium. I honestly could keep going on. Tubi. Get this. The average American household has about 3 streaming subscriptions in 2024. But here's the crazy part. A study found that 85% of people have at least 1 to 2 paid subscriptions they're not even using every single month. That's money going out the freaking door for services you forgot you even had. And Americans are spending on average $42 per month on streaming alone. That's over $500 a year on entertainment. You're probably not even watching half the time. But it's not just streaming. It's gym memberships that you don't use. It's app subscriptions you forgot about. It's subscription boxes you don't need. It's software subscriptions that auto-renew every single year. So what I did about 18 months ago, I did an audit. I went through my bank statements and credit card statements for the last 3 months, and I highlighted every single recurring charge, every subscription, every membership, every auto renewal. And then I asked myself 2 questions for each one. Am I actually using this? Number 1. And number 2, does this add value to my life? And if the answer to either question was no, I canceled it immediately. Not the answer was no to both. If either one of them got a no, I canceled it. Here's what I found. I had Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Apple TV Plus. That's 5 streaming services. I was paying about $75 a month. When I looked at my viewing history, I was only really regularly using Netflix and Hulu because I use Hulu for TV, right? And Apple TV Plus. The other 2 or 3, I watched them maybe once every month and a half, 2 months when a show came out that I dropped. So I cut down. I cut them. And I haven't missed the other ones at all, if I'm being very honest with you. If there's a show that I really want to watch on another platform, I'll subscribe for 1 month, binge the show, and cancel it. I'm not paying $15 a month for services I do not use. And I got the money, and I wouldn't miss it, but I will miss it if it makes sense. Because I don't want to throw away money. It is that mentality. Oh, it's just $15. That's the mentality that gets us into the financial struggles that we have. I also had a gym membership years ago. I was like, why do I have a gym membership when I have a home gym? I canceled that because I thought I was going to work out with friends, or friends coming to town, they want to go out there, I can go work out there with them. Nah, man, I canceled it. If I got to go to a gym with some friends, I'm just going to pay for a buddy pass or a day pass when I go. I'm not wasting money. Not. I saved another $20 a month because I cut out some productivity apps. I had a grooming for my hair, for my skin, and for some clothes a box that would come every single month. It's like $30 a month. Canceled. Don't even do it. Canceled. When I added it all up, I was spending about $170 a month on subscriptions. After my audit, I cut that down to about $40 a month. That's $130 back in my account, back into my high yield savings. Over 18 months, that's $2,340 saved. But here's what really opened my eyes. Most subscriptions were things I signed up for with good intentions. I was going to use the gym. I was going to watch all the shows. I was going to use the productivity apps, but I didn't. And the companies know this. They're counting on you signing up and forgetting all about it, forgetting that you're paying for it. They don't care if you watch it or not, or use it or not. They just want your money. But $10 here, $15 there adds up. So here's what I want you to do. Pull out your phone, open your banking app, take some screenshots. And then I ain't got time. Cool, great. Download the 3 months, upload to ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT to highlight recurring payments that come out every single month. And it will tell you, hey, Netflix, Hulu, this thing, that thing. Then go through and ask yourself those 2 questions and cancel anything today. We need to put money back into your pocket. And here's thing number 6. Cable and expensive cell phone plans. I ditched cable and expensive cell phone plans, y'all. And this one is a no-brainer that most people still aren't doing. Let's start with cable. The average cable bill in America in 2024 is $147 last year, right? Per month for just TV. And if you bundle it with the internet and phone, it jumps up to about $230 per month. That's why over 80 million households are expected to cut the cord by 2026. People are waking up to the fact that they're paying $1,800 plus a year for channels they don't watch and commercials they do not want to see. I used to have cable. I was paying $180 a month for a package that had 300 channels. But you know how many of those channels I actually watch? Maybe 10. So I cut the cord. I switched to Hulu Plus Live TV, right? I get all the channels I actually watch, sports, news, even some of the movie channels. And I'm only paying close to $70 a month. That's less than half of what I was paying for cable. That's $103 a month saved just on TV. Over the last 18 months, that's $1,854 saved. And honestly, the experience is honestly better. No cable box, no DVR fees, no equipment fee, rental fees. I can watch on my TV, my cell phone, wherever I am, my laptop, anywhere. And there's not that many commercials. I think on an hour show now, I may see two commercials. But let's talk about cell phones. Man, the average American household spends about $1,300 per year on cell phone bills. That's $121 a month. But here's what the big carriers don't want you to know. MVNOs, that's mobile virtual network operators like Mint Mobile, Cricket, Metro, by T-Mobile, they use the exact same towers and networks as big carriers. But they charge $30 to $80 less per month. The same service, the same coverage, the same network, but you're saving hundreds of thousands a year just by switching. I used to pay $110 a month with one of the big carriers. Then I switched to Mint Mobile. Same coverage, same service, but I'm only paying $30 a month. $30 a month. And when I go out of town, like I just got out of Ghana, actually I might be in Ghana, at the time when y'all watching this, I just paid an extra $15 to get the international service. Haven't had a problem. That's $80 a month saved just on my bill. That's $1,400 plus saved over the last year to 18 months. Some of y'all think, well, Anthony, I got to be catch. Why would I pay $110 a month if I can get the same thing for $30 a month? I don't know. I had to ask myself the same question. That's why I switched. Again, listen, man. I want you all to think about these things. These are the 6 things that I had to switch up on, right? I had to switch up on it. I saved about $3,294 over 18 months by simply getting rid of cable and by simply getting rid of the most expensive cell phone plans. I'm using my phone the same way you're using your phone. I'm just paying less for it. This is the easiest money you'll save ever. No one's going to know that you're on Mint Mobile. You can still have the latest iPhone if you have it and be on Mint Mobile. Right now, building wealth and going out of the red, going into the black, is all about strategy. How do we be strategic on the things that we're doing? How do we replace our money and position it differently? All right, so let's add this up. Because I know some of you all are thinking, Anthony, there's no way you save $50,000 just from these 6 things. So I'm going to have Ed put the screens, the math up on the screens. So thing number 1, new cars. I saved about $13,500 by just simply buying. Actually, I saved more than that on my Range Rover, but I want to be realistic with my numbers, right? So a new car, I saved about $13,500. Thing number two, brand new electronics, I saved right around $2,400 by not extending and buying new upgrades. Thing number three, DoorDash. Man, this is real. I saved about $5,400 by simply picking up my food and not relying on convenience. Thing number four, jewelry. I saved about $5,000 by not buying extra jewelry. Now, honestly, I could go a little bit more, but I'm trying to be realistic here. Thing number five, subscriptions. I saved about $2,340. And thing number six, cell phones and cable bill. I saved right around $3,294 by switching to streaming and MVNOs. Total from these six things, about $32,000. Now, you might be saying, Anthony, that's $32,000. That's not $50,000. Where's the other $18,000? Well, number one, I told you I'm being very lenient, especially on a new car, because I want to be realistic. But that's a great question. Here's what I didn't mention. When you stop wasting money on these six things, you start making better decisions with money everywhere else. I stopped doing some impulse buying on Amazon. I started meal prepping more consistently, which saved money on groceries. I negotiated my car insurance by using my own car insurance tool. We'll put that in the show notes below. I refinanced my mortgage and saved on interest. I stopped buying expensive clothes that I didn't need. I became intentional with every single dollar. When you fix the big leaks in your budget, the small leaks become obvious. And when you plug all the leaks, the money starts to accumulate fast. That's how I got from $32,000 to over $50,000 in 18 months. It wasn't just those six things. It was a mindset shift that came from being intentional with my money. And here was crazy. I didn't feel deprived. I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. I didn't feel like I was sacrificing. No, I felt empowered. I felt like I was in control of my money. I felt like I was finally making money work for me instead of for working for money. I felt like, man, I'm really dialing in more. And that's the real benefit of this approach. It's not just about money you save. It's about the freedom that you gain. It's about the interest now that you gain. Instead of for paying out interest, you're seeing your money come back with more interest. And remember, all the money that I saved, I put that money inside of a high yield savings account that's now earning me 45% a year. That's an extra $2,200, $2,300 a year in passive income just from my savings. Listen, we're done with the show. Go to anthonyreal.com/savings, open up a high yield savings account and be strategic. These are my six things. If you've made it to the end of this show, let me know in the comments. Give me one thing you're cutting out going into 2026. That's going to put somebody in your pocket. It's your boy, Anthony O'Neill. I'll see you in the next show. Peace out.